Hello everyone. So it's been a little bit of a busy day. Well, not really too busy. Probably more of a little busy in the morning, a little lazy in the afternoon day. And I looked up and saw overly ripe bananas. So, already done banana bread. I'm going to do banana muffins, and it is a little bit different than the banana bread. So, I hope you enjoy. And hi, I'm Karen, and this is Grandma's New England Kitchen, and we're making banana muffins. Let's get started on the muffins. And what I'm going to do is the topping. So my flour, I did mill, and I made a mess. So after I milled it, I did go ahead and run it through the sifter. So this is the bran that's left over. So I have a 1/4 cup of bran, and then a 1/4 cup of flour, a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and then this is 4 tablespoons of room temperature butter. Get a fork. And this will help make a nice sweet, oh, I did forget something. Where did I put my cinnamon? Oh, it's right here in front of me. Look at that. And a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So we'll get these mixed up, and this is going to be the crumb topping that is going to go on the top. I should have used a little bit bigger bowl, but that's okay. And what you're looking for is just to combine the butter into it. And trust me, on this, wouldn't be this messy if I was using a little bit bigger bowl, but I'm not, so just trying to get everything combined to make a nice crumb topping. Just keep rubbing it through your fingers. And what you're trying to do is get the bran, the sugar, and the flour to be more like a wet sand. Okay, so that is basically it. Gather that up. I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm going to go and clean up my hands, and then we will get back to making the muffins, or the muffin batter. We are going to go on to making the batter. So for the dry ingredients, I have 2 cups of freshly milled flour that I have sifted. As we know, part of the bran already went into there. Now I'm going to put in 4 tablespoons. If I can figure out, there it is. 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. And if anyone has watched my carrot cake recipe, and I make my homemade cake flour, this is basically the same system. So this is lightening up that flour. It is a soft white wheat that I'm using here. So I got that in. Now I'm going to use a teaspoon and a half of baking soda. Oop, nope, that's salt. Oh, there it is. So there's the half. And a teaspoon and a half of baking soda. And let's get that all mixed up together. Okay, now we're going to move on to the wet ingredients. First thing, 4 very ripe bananas. And this is always the best thing to do when you have very ripe bananas. Make banana bread, make banana pancakes, banana muffins. So it is 4 bananas. And hopefully the TV doesn't come through too much. A lot of times when I'm recording, my husband is out doing the things my husband does, which, you know, he takes care of some properties around, and so he's always busy. He's retired, but very busy. Okay, so let's start with mashing up the bananas just a little bit. We don't have to get perfect yet. Okay, with this, it's going to go 1 cup of brown sugar. So this is a 1/4 cup measuring. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Get my little thing that keeps my brown sugar nice and soft. Back down in there. And so far, 4 bananas, 1 cup of brown sugar. This is a stick and a half of butter that has been melted and then cooled down. 2 eggs. Definitely want you to make sure your butter is cooled down before you do that. A teaspoon of vanilla. And I did realize of one thing, and I'll show you here in a little bit. So a teaspoon of vanilla in there. And let's get this mixed up really well. And what I realized that I messed up on is I need to put a teaspoon of cinnamon in with my flour. So right now I only have my half teaspoon that's dry. So I put it down in there. Now let's get it mixed in. Okay, now it's time to add the dry ingredients into the wet. Let's start slow. You do not want to overwork the batter. So the next thing that is going to go in here is half a cup of pecans. So let's put, and that I'm just doing about. I know my beaters are probably going to love this. Okay, so there we go. Now, because I did freshly milled, I do need to let this sit for a minute before I fill my muffin tins. Actually, it doesn't look bad, but you know, I probably can go on because they are going to sit for a little bit before they go. So let's do this. Let's just go straight to the muffin tins. I hope this is still light enough here. So I'm going to put the muffin tins up here. I'm going to use my big scoop. I'm doing the extra large cupcake. And okay, so now I'm going to take this nice, lovely topping and sprinkle that on top. If you're not milling your own and you want to use the bran to get that bran, it's nothing better than having a little bit of bran in the morning for if you're going to have this with a cup of coffee for breakfast. My oven is preheating to 375. Now the other thing I am going to do, you do not have to do this. I am going to add a few crumbled pecans on top. And I just like adding a few more. I probably could have put a little extra batter in there, but okay, so let me get a couple more little pecans to go on this one. And these are going to go into a 375-degree oven for about 20 minutes. So I will see you as soon as they come out. Okay, so the first batch just came out. They look fantastic. That one I should have put a little bit more batter in. But other than that, they look great. I am going to leave these alone for a little bit, and then I will take them out and put them on the cooling rack and go to the second batch. What I decided to do on the second batch, I went ahead and chopped up the pecans and put it in with the crumb topping. this time. I'm going to see if it makes any bit of a difference, although this doesn't look bad. I just figured maybe cover the pecans just a little bit better. So I'll see you in a bit. I did put the batter back down in the next batch, and this time I'm using a spoon to put it on, and it only made 5 for the next one. But it appears I'm also going to have extra topping. So let's not waste it. That's going to be an okay thing or not an okay thing. We will find out here. If there's a point of too much. Okay, so these are going to go back in. Those took about 20 minutes. So I'm going to go put these in for 20 minutes, and I will see you when everything is all done. So the muffins are all done, and they smell fantastic. There's something about banana bread, banana muffins, the smell going through the house. It is fantastic. So let's peel back the paper. And these are beautiful. Let me get a knife. And cut it. And they look great. So I hope to give these a try. That crumble topping. Yum, yum. So let me give it a try here. Oh, yeah. These are really good. They're not too sweet. And I don't like my muffins to be overly sweet. They're not a cupcake. It's a muffin. They're sweet, but not overly sweet. The bananas were beautifully ripe, so that adds sweetness, and then there's a whole cup of brown sugar in them. But they're not overly sweet. So, hope you give them a try. Please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Actually, tomorrow I am going to do a roasted chicken for Sunday. We're supposed to get over a foot of snow. Not looking forward to that. So before I do that, I want to get a chicken roasted and have a nice, warm, comforting meal for tomorrow. So I'll see you on that one. Have a good evening.